A real boxer, a real world champion boxer. That the only other time he was in for the fans to get mad with that was against Fury's Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, it seemed crazy.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has surprised fans with a dramatic new look ahead of his upcoming fight with Jake Paul. Famous for his raw power and compact build, Davis has clearly stepped up his training. He's added serious muscle, and recent gym clips show a much stronger, more imposing version of Tank. The transformation has everyone talking, with many believing he's bulking up to match Paul's size and strength in the ring.
We were yelling so much about him fighting someone, fight somebody your size. His next opponent is, by far, the most credentialed guy ever fought actively in his prime. There's one problem. He fights at 135 pounds. He fights at 135 pounds.
As he prepares for his clash with Jake Paul, Gervonta "Tank" Davis has completely transformed his training routine into a full-on assault on weakness. He's combining intense strength workouts, heavy sparring, and non-stop conditioning to support his impressive muscle gain. Reports and footage show Davis focusing on heavier resistance exercises, especially compound lifts, to build serious upper body and core strength. At the same time, he's maintaining his trademark speed and footwork to stay sharp and agile. His sparring sessions now include larger, more powerful partners, even those built like heavyweights, to help him adjust to facing bigger, stronger opponents.
Yeah, this Santa Cruz I hit the down on my own.
Let it burn, baby. Let it burn.
Mind over matter, son. Mind over matter.
This is the blues I'm
Ain't nobody doing no shit like this. Come in the desert. Nigga trying to stay away from the desert. He come in the desert.
when the night is cold and low.
Okay, light camera action.
And fighting for
Light action. Cap.
Come on, Tank. Come on, Tank. Come on, Tank. He said, dig down in there. Dig down in there. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Don't think about it. Don't think about it.
This is the final thing.
Remember that gun on it? They got that gun on that tank. They go, time.
When the night is cold and low.
He ain't gonna keep you here late at night. Good job.
It's been hard being away from my daughter. She actually here, she sleep. Just being away from her, it was a little touchy, but I know what I'm up against. I know that I got pay-per-view. I know I'm fighting a tough opponent, so really I know how to lock in. I know how to shy away from everything. I know how to, I know how to fool her.
I said 10
I can't go on TV looking like that.
However, Jake Paul naturally fights at a much heavier weight, and their upcoming bout will be held under a 195-pound limit with both men wearing 12-ounce gloves. For Gervonta Davis, who normally competes around 135 pounds, that's a huge leap in size and strength to overcome. The gap has many in the boxing world concerned. Critics warn that adding so much weight could slow Davis down and take away the speed and explosiveness that have always been his greatest weapons in the ring.
Jake Paul, Tank Davis fight got moved to Miami.
I think Jake wins.
Jake's just so big, dude.
I think Jake wins.
This is different because it's similar. It's similar to Logan versus Mayweather, but Jake Paul now obviously is way more advanced than where Logan was at that moment in time.
I mean, it's
Devontae's
just
fucking sick.
I mean, yeah, no, but dude,
Did you
Jake,
ever watch his highlights?
Jake can
He's
crack,
nasty,
man.
bro.
He's so sick. I love that guy, bro.
Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're going to do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're going to spot us some pounds. Hank has one job to do, that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I am an abundance of and of which you have none of. Hank is telling anybody that will listen that there's a size problem. My skills and my experience in boxing, I do not have to wonder who's in the bar tonight. Any bar I go to, I rule the bar. No, it turns out that you don't. Just need some big guy to corner you. Apparently, boxing has never stood its ground. Boxing has never been able to explain why Floyd needed a half hour to get rid of a guy who's never boxed before. Hank Davis has already began this. When you choose a dum-dum, don't be surprised when he goes out and acts like a dum-dum.
UFC President Dana White didn't hold back when discussing the potential fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. He said that, in reality, not many people are genuinely excited about the matchup, but admitted it could still work in Davis's favor. According to White, Tank has faced some negative press and lost momentum outside the ring, making this an opportunity to regain attention and earn a big payday. White pointed out that, while many question the fight's credibility, it could still boost Davis's visibility and financial standing at a critical time. He believes Paul's natural advantages, his height, reach, and raw strength, would let him push Davis around, control the clinches, and limit Tank's ability to land clean shots. Though White acknowledged Davis's technical skill and punching power, he argued that when a smaller fighter steps into the physical range of someone like Jake Paul, those strengths can quickly fade. In the end, White sees the potential matchup not just as a boxing contest, but as a test of whether Davis can withstand and overcome Paul's physical dominance.
Is picking Jake Paul to beat Gervonta Davis. This is not a fight that I'm excited for at all. I would rather have Gervonta Davis fighting in a real boxing match against the likes of Lamont Roach, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Emmanuel Navarrete, anybody that is in the 135-pound division and around. That's where I want to see Gervonta Davis fight. However, we live in a world where everybody is trying to do things as big as possible. And the biggest fights possible right now, unfortunately for the sport of boxing, is an exhibition fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. So I do like it for this reason, though. I like it because it is allowing Gervonta Davis to have a fight that is going to be big and that the mainstream media is going to have to cover, the mainstream media outside the world of boxing. Gervonta Davis has been, without a doubt, blocked, having venues blocked, having fighters, having other promoters paying fighters away to go different directions from Gervonta Davis. So Gervonta Davis was in a bit of a hole, and he gets an opportunity to fight Jake Paul for $200 million or whatever. I don't mind it at all. As long as Gervonta Davis comes back to the world of boxing after he gets done with this, hey man, you got your money, no worries. But you gotta love Dana White having the audacity to pick Jake Paul in this fight, and says something to the effect that, hey, he was talking to Logan Paul and said, hey, when you were fighting Floyd, you know, there was this, you're a gigantic guy, big size difference. There was a time when Floyd Mayweather Jr. hit, had an overhand right that landed flush on Logan Paul.